Pfizer is under fire as Texas Attorney General launches a lawsuit against them for misrepresentation of efficacy and conspiracy to censor public discussion.
Right now, there's a stay in place. You can definitely tell the government to pound sand. You can tell Joe Biden to pound sand. Whoever is telling you that you have to enforce a vaccine mandate at your business right now is wrong.
Tamara Ugolini here with Rebel News, and in case you haven't already heard, Pfizer is under fire in Texas as their Attorney General Ken Paxton launched a lawsuit against the pharmaceutical oligarch just last week. His press release reads, Pfizer engaged in false, deceptive, and misleading acts and practices by making unsupported claims regarding the company's COVID-19 vaccine in violation of the Texas Deceptive Trades Practices Act. Paxton further calls out Pfizer for its 95% efficacy claims and how it used misleading relative risk reduction statistics to skew public perception of the novel mRNA product. This was a topic of discussion that I covered 2 years ago in December of 2021 with clinical research and medical analysis expert Deanna McLeod. Here is just a small recap that aged so well.
They didn't really emphasize that I think is really important is absolute risk reductions, which is the net benefit of the vaccine. And so if you do look at that, we hear the reports of, for instance, in this particular 6-month data, it was, 91% efficacious, which means it was able to reduce the symptomatic cases by 91%. However, if you looked at the net benefit, in terms of absolute risk change, it was really minus, about 4%. So only 4% of the population is benefiting, even though we're vaccinating 100%.
Regardless, as Paxton points out, Pfizer embarked on a campaign to intimidate the public into getting the vaccine as a necessary measure to protect their loved ones, further noting that COVID-19 cases increased after widespread vaccine administration, and some areas saw a greater percentage of deaths from COVID-19 among the vaccinated population than the unvaccinated. And at that point, Pfizer pivoted to silence truth tellers. The press release continues. Pfizer accused them of spreading misinformation, and it coerced social media platforms to silence prominent truth tellers. We are pursuing justice for the people of Texas, many of whom were coerced by tyrannical vaccine mandates to take a defective product sold by lies, Paxton is quoted as saying. Whereas the Biden administration weaponized the pandemic to force illegal public health decrees on the public and enrich pharmaceutical companies. Paxton further says, I will use every tool I have to protect our citizens who were misled and harmed by Pfizer's actions. In Canada, the same thing happened and was recently addressed during the release of the final commissioner's report by the National Citizens Inquiry, which was a citizen-led, volunteer-funded cross-country commission that gathered hundreds of hours worth of expert and citizen testimonies about how COVID-19 responses harmed and caused devastation to communities. Have a listen to what the administrator for the NCI, Chess Crosby, said during the unveiling of the commissioner's conclusive report.
The first fact beyond dispute is that Health Canada did not determine that the vaccines were safe and effective when they approved the vaccines. This language is nowhere in the approving order or regulation. It does, however, appear on the Health Canada website, which falsely claims that the vaccines were proven safe and effective and of good quality. The expression safe and effective is a marketing slogan and a deceptive one. The second fact beyond dispute is that the process by which the vaccines were made for approval was a different process from the process by which they were made for mass marketing. In this domain of health regulation, the process is the product, and there has been a bait and switch perpetrated on the public by which the public received a different product, a product which was neither safe nor effective from the product which was approved. The third fact beyond dispute is that vaccines are adulterated, the COVID-19 vaccines, by the presence of foreign DNA fragments and a sequence from a monkey virus called SV40, suspected of causing cancer. Adulterated products are neither safe nor effective.
As enormous amounts of DNA contaminants are found by citizen scientists in Pfizer vials and previously undisclosed genetic components become public knowledge, will anyone in Canada take a principled stance as Attorney General Paxton did? Will our government bailed out mainstream media give any of this widespread coverage? It's unlikely, unless citizens continue to speak up, speak out, and demand accountability. For Rebel News, I'm Tamara Ugolini. We have made it easier than ever before to demand accountability and have your voice heard at nomoreshots.ca. At that website, you can sign a petition and send a form email to Federal Health Minister Mark Holland, urging him to remove market authorization for these risky, novel shots. And you can do all of that and check out our previous reports to get informed at nomoreshots.ca.